Okay, Brittany, we have some more questions for you that are a little more lighthearted and fun so we can get to know you as a person. What are some tips and advice on time management to successfully juggle many different jobs and as you being a mother when also pursuing your SLP degree?
All right. So number one would be to prioritize. You have to figure out what the most important things are in your life, and you have to get out your schedule book and put those first. So I would say that is number one. That is key. If your goal is to get an A on a paper, you can't go out and go to parties. Sometimes you have to stay in and you have to really focus. So I would say prioritizing and really focusing and figuring out what's important to you in that point in time would be the key. At least it was for me.
Definitely. Francesca and I have talked about this before, but we color code and write lists on lists on lists. Make sure that
I'm a to-do list queen. Every week there would be just a notebook for a to-do list. And anytime I'd have an assignment or something pop up, I would cross one off and put another one on. So it was never ending, but you got to do what you got to do, right?
And it's so relieving. There's no better feeling than being able to cross off things on your list or just throw the entire list away because you just feel so accomplished.
Right. That was me at the end of my graduate school stuff. So I was like, okay, I got my hours. I did this. And I was like, yes, it's done. And I actually threw that notebook away because I was done with it and I was over it. So I was like, this is going in the garbage. I'll just get a new one for later. But
fresh starts.
So the next question we have is, what is your favorite memory as a local title holder?
My favorite memory? Oh, that's really, really tough. My goodness. I would have to say whenever with my one group, we had to MC a pageant for younger girls within that county. And that was just really fun because I like being on stage, but not only that, but I got to mentor the younger girls, and that's something that I really enjoy doing. So I'd say that'd probably be one of my favorites. That in states, you can't beat just everything about the week of states.
Very cool. Coming off of that, now you say how you really value mentorship and being able to help others. You're a local executive director in Pennsylvania, so you play this very special role in awarding young women with opportunities to be leaders in their communities. So what has been the biggest benefit that you've seen for young women in seeking their professional career because of the opportunities they earn through Miss America?
I mean, truly the list is endless. But I do think that the organization, whether you win a title or whether you don't, teaches so many valuable lessons to young women. So one is being passionate. You have to be passionate about your platform or social impact initiative now. It's changed since I was in there. But having that passion and drive, I mean, that will get you through anything in life. If you're passionate about it, it will help you really, really go far and accomplish whatever you want to. Just interview skills. I mean, I could go on forever. I don't know. There are too many. There are too many to list. But being a director, it's really, really cool. Number one, go hug your executive directors because the amount of work that goes into it is it's a lot. But getting to know the girls and really trying to inspire them to be the best they can be is one of the coolest things, because you just watch them grow and flourish and get these ideas for things to do with their social impact initiative. And you're like, yes, I'm so proud of you for that. And it's just a really cool thing. I like it better than when I competed.
That's so cool. And it's neat that you have both sides of the experience.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you feel this way too about your own executive directors, but we do not forget the work that you put in. And whether we go on to compete for another title later on and enter a different organization, those mentorship qualities and those valuable experiences, they don't go away, and we definitely remember
Right.
those. So I commend you for all your
And
work.
it's also a really cool thing that when you are with different people, you learn different things from each director. Each one has their own strength. Each one has their own maybe opportunity for you that's presented. It's just very different. And that's something that I love about Miss America is you learn so much from so many amazing people.
That's so cool.
Earlier, you were explaining to us how important being in the clinic is for you and how special it can be because you get to work one-on-one with clients. So I'm going to pick your brain a little bit and ask you, what is your favorite experience or memory with working with a client in the clinic or as a speech pathologist?
Oh, man, that's another tough one. One had to be a client that I had worked with, was really passionate about telling their story of their stroke. And number one, we got him to finally be able to write it out and tell it. And he was going to possibly have that published in a little magazine. So that was probably one of my favorite things, is helping him do that. Another thing would be I had an individual who had autism, used AAC, and had just started recently using it. And we finally got him to, there were just a couple of things we finally got him to do, and his dad cried. And that, of course, made me cry. And I don't know, it's just like there are these little small moments, these little small victories that seem like nothing to other people, but to some individuals, it's just the most meaningful thing in the world. And I think there have just been a lot of those moments, and it's hard to pick just one. But those are the things that you live for as an SLP.
Definitely. It's almost like, in my experience, that it's the culmination of all those little successes that really make being an SLP in the future so desirable for me. So kind of going off of that, what's something that you would like our viewers to know about the speech pathology field that they may not necessarily understand?
It's not just saying R, that's important, but it is just so much more. And I honestly do think, though, in my class, the group of girls and one boy that I had in my speech class, they all were so caring and they had such big hearts. And I think not only would I like people to know a little more about our field and what we do, and that we work with, cognition and swallowing and speech, AAC, all of that. But I just want them to know that the people, if they do work with a speech therapist, they're going to be some of the most caring people that they're going to interact with, and that we all just have this like passion and drive and want for them to reach their goals and communicate better, or to be able to take that drink of tea. We just, the people that become speech language pathologists, I mean, maybe I'm biased, but I think they're awesome people.
I agree with that. I think there's something so rewarding, no matter how much work you put in behind the scenes, when you see your client take at least a little step towards progress, it makes everything worth it.
Right. And it's a lot of work. I mean, we're always reaching and striving to not only like have the best treatment plan, but we're making sure that our treatment plan is still relevant and that it's still the best practice that we can give. And we try to be lifelong learners, and it's a very important thing.
Right. The one thing I do want to point out about what you said is that we talk so much about how rewarding this is for us, but we say that in the most selfless way possible, because we're not working to see the reward for our own gain. We're working so that these individuals can see the reward in their own life and become independent. And that way we can be removed from the picture and they can still be successful. So I think you pointing that out is definitely valuable for everyone to understand.
Yeah, we don't want to see our clients anymore. As much as we learn, like, grow to love them, we don't want to see them anymore.
Exactly.
That's the goal.
Right.
So now that you're graduated, what are you looking forward to the most as a full-time working clinician?
It's almost hard to say because I'm probably going to still take classes in certain things. So I can't say I'm looking forward to not having any more schoolwork when I come home, because, you know, that's never going to be a thing. You're always going to be learning. Honestly, is being able to spend a little more time with my 6-year-old. You know, there have been some sacrifices and things that I've had to make because I've been in school, and some things I maybe activities I couldn't go to, which was tough. But being able to hang out with her, honestly, is probably going to be the best thing that comes from graduating and being done with a crazy hectic schedule.
Well, being a mom is a job in itself, so we commend you for that as well. And we look forward to what all you'll do as an SLP as well.
Well, thank you. And you as well.
Thank you. So as a local executive director, what advice do you have for anyone watching that might be thinking about or interested in competing for Miss America?
Do it. You need to just bite the bullet and do it. One of the biggest regrets that I have is that I didn't start in the program earlier and that I waited because I was like, you know, should I do it? It was the time when they had swimsuits. I was like, do I really want to do that aspect? Are girls going to be catty? And none of that is true. Some of the girls are the most amazing girls that you'll ever meet. It's like a lifelong friendship. The benefits outweigh any sort of doubts that you may have about the program. And if nothing else, it's an amazing experience and great practice for interviews. So just do it. That's my advice. Bite the bullet and just let it happen.
Give it your all. Yep.
Yeah.
There's actually something that you brought up, and we didn't plan on asking you, but I'm actually very curious, especially from a director's standpoint. What do you have to say to the girls who don't necessarily get crowned after they compete and they feel really discouraged? What do you have for them as tidbits or something that they can bring with them for the next time?
Almost every person that has been crowned has gone through that experience where they have gone to a competition and have not won. Even if they happen to win their first local, when they go into states, they probably won't necessarily take home the crown that year. It really is important, number one, to just not give up on yourself and not give up on things that you really want in life. Look at me. Look at what I'm doing now. It's been a rough road, but it's just been that drive and that I won't give up attitude that leads you to where you want to go. So don't be discouraged. Learn, grow. I think it's really important that we have the ability to self-reflect and think, what can I improve on? What can I do better? What did I do well? Take that information, synthesize it, and do better the next time. And I think that's the best that they could do, the most important thing they could do. But the only time you really lose is when you give up and when you don't try anymore. So that would be my advice, is just to self-reflect and just keep trying.
That's great advice. If at first you don't succeed, try again.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Brittany. We have had so much fun talking to you, and we hope that everyone watching has gained as much as we have talking with you today. So thank you, and we appreciate all that you're doing for our field, and we wish you the best of luck as your career launches as a speech language pathologist.
Thank you, and good luck to both of you as well whenever it comes to the rest of school.
Thank you. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching Spectrum Sundays. We will see you next Sunday at 1 o'clock.